What's up, everybody? Money, Moicano, members, podcast, my brother. If you listening to that, if you watching that podcast, that means you are awesome, my brother. You helping the channel out. What's up, Iago, the editor?
How you doing, my brother? Feeling good today?
Feeling awesome. Just had a awesome training wrestling, and then I will training boxing at night, and tomorrow sparring. So pretty busy, but still find time to do the podcasts and the videos, and I hope the channel grows. And how about you, my brother? I know you were editing the video this morning. It was a very good video, the pics video.
Yeah, thank you, my brother.
Actually, the videos are getting better and better every day, my brother.
Yeah,
I'm
thank
very
you, my
happy.
brother. I'm really proud of the work we are doing here.
Yeah, we're doing a good work. Thank you to people that signed the membership, so we can how do I say that? We can keep the channel rolling, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Today we are supposed to talk about UFC 296 prelim card. Let me take a look over here now. We have over here the fights.
A lot of good fights, right?
On the prelims,
Yeah, on the prelims show.
which one is the best, do you think?
I think Josh Emmett versus Bryce Mitchell.
And why is that, my brother?
Because of freedom, my brother. Because of
Freedom,
freedom.
my brother. That's a good point.
Yeah,
That's a
man.
good point.
I want to see
That's
this
a
motherfucker
very
on the
good
octagon.
point.
And now with crowd, right? Because the last freedom fight was in Apex, so no crowd. I want to see this motherfucker with a crowd tonight. Well, this Saturday it's gonna be amazing.
Man, that's an awesome take that you just had, because after that fight, imagine that fight on a pay-per-view card, and that's exactly what UFC 296 is going to be. Bryce Mitchell versus Josh Emmett. So let me ask you something. Do you think the timing of the fight, because it's a short notice fight, do you think the timing is going to be bad for Bryce Mitchell?
Probably, right? But if you remember Josh Emmett, I don't think he's that confident because of the beating that Topuria did to him, right? So maybe Bryce Mitchell, we have to see, brother. I don't know. Of course, he was not in a full training camp, but I think he's a good fighter. And if God is on his side, brother, he may win this one. I'm sorry for that.
But that's a good question. Do you believe in God, Iago?
I do.
You do believe in God. So
Yeah.
do you think there is a right and a wrong religion?
No, I do not think that, brother. Man, I think you should believe in what you believe, you know. And of course, I think religions are a construction, something that society does, and of course, it's different around the world, but I don't think it is. I don't have this because I'm not
But
a
listen.
religious person, you know. I don't
You're
go
not
to
a reli-
church. You know, I believe in God, but I don't go to church, and I'm not on the sides of think that so our God is the right one.
The
and-
right one.
Yeah, I just think people do what they want to do with the religion, you know.
Yeah, but think about that. Think about that. If there is only one God, do you believe there is only one God or more than one God?
I think just one, brother.
If you have just one God, somebody must be wrong and somebody must be right.
Yeah,
Right?
or everybody is right, but everybody is doing what they want with the religion. No, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
Maybe they see themselves on God, right?
Yeah.
So if you white, you see God as white. If you black, you see God as black. If
Yeah.
you Chinese, you see God as like Buddha. That's what you mean?
Yeah, kinda, because brother, you see, faith is something that complex stuff. Because if we know that God actually exists, faith has no point, right? The thing about faith is we don't know if God exists, and we have to believe it. That's faith. So I think everybody has their faith. Everybody feels God and understands God in their own way, but in different parts of the world, even being the same God, people just do what they want with that, you know. So this is what I'm saying. So some people think you cannot be poor because that goes against the laws of God, as we talked on our last podcast. Some people think
Yeah.
that it's fair to blow stuff up because of God. You know, I
Yeah.
believe in God. I believe there's a force, a strength that guides the world or something like that. And I just think society does what it wants with it. You know?
I know what you mean, But my question on the beginning is because
Bryce Mitchell, I said Bryce Mitchell, God, God must be on his side. You mean?
yeah, but this is strange to think about that because, like they say, God knows what is best for you,
Yeah,
right? And so if you wins, that means that God wants you to win.
yeah,
But if you loses, God wants you to lose to learn something. So I think uh, from all sides that you look at it, you can say it's God guiding you, right?
yeah, yeah.
So it doesn't really matter what's going on. But let's talk about stylistically. I don't know. Both guys beat Danigi. He beat Shani Burgos. Let me check a little bit more on who. We saw that fight. Misa backkick. Misa
Yeah.
was a very good grappler. You know,
Power jabbed. If you don't know,
power jab.
if you guys are not seeing Mirsad, Josh Emmett won against Mirsad, and on Topology it says he won with a power jab to ground and pound. And Moicano and I, we didn't know what was a power jab, and a power jab is just a regular jab. If you are
It's just a
concerned.
fucking jab.
Yeah.
It's just a fucking jab. And then he lost to Stephens and Daz Green. I don't remember the guy. Daz Green. Lightweight. That was in the lightweight division. But to be really honest with you, we didn't see him fighting many wrestlers, right? So
Yeah.
so I don't know. On the other hand, Bryce Mitchell, he beat Danigi too. He lost to Elia Topuria, of course, because
Yes.
Elia Topuria is a monster, but he beat Edson Barbosa, André Filha is striker, Charles Rosa, Bobby Moffett.
This is a thing because Edson Barbosa is a better striker than Josh Emmett, right?
Josh Emmett is a better striker than Edson Barbosa?
No, I don't think so. You think so?
No, I don't think so, but they are very different. I
Yes.
think because the style they are built, you know, Edson Barbosa is tall, lean, and I think Josh Emmett is very short and
More
very
powerful, right?
stock like you know, he's very wide,
Yeah.
and I think the takedowns that works against Edson Barbosa maybe is not working against Josh Emmett, but at the same time, I don't know. Josh Emmett took so much punish on the Ilia Topuria fight,
Yeah.
and he beat Calvin Keita by a split decision. So I think on that fight, I will go with Bryce Mitchell.
Yeah, and if you see Josh Emmett, he has a lot of wins by decisions too. So he's not a KO guy, a knockout artist or a
And
submission
he's
artist.
38 years old.
Yeah,
against 29.
Yeah, yeah.
For a 45er, that's too much. Who do you have on that fight?
I have Bryce Mitchell, bro. I have Bryce Mitchell.
I'm going with Bryce Mitchell.
And let me tell you something. If Josh Emmett were to fight Giga Chikazi as he was, you think he would win against Giga?
No, I think Chikazi would beat him.
Okay.
I think Chikazi is really good. But I was a little bit surprised because his last fight against Alex Caceres, he didn't look like that killer.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I don't really think Alex Caceres is that good.
Yeah.
You know? But he has a lot of fights in UFC. 16 wins and 12 losses, that's a lot, right?
Yes.
That's a lot.
Not a great record too.
Yeah, but that's a lot. That's a lot.
Man, how old is he? Oh, he's
35.
35. He's 35. Man, how long he's been in the UFC, brother?
He's been in UFC since 2010 because the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah,
season
that's
number
a long
12.
time.
And I remember I watched that season.
Okay.
Crazy. And what about Cody Garbrandt and Brian Kelleher? Are you familiar with Brian Kelleher? Are you familiar with his style? He lost to Umar Nurmagomedov to submission and to Mario Batista by rear naked choke. But one thing that we are sure on that fight, Cody Garbrandt is not shooting for takedowns.
Yeah, why?
Because he's a brawler.
Okay.
You know, he's a striker. He's not one of the most technical guys, but I remember he fighting John Lineker, and John Lineker is a beast, and especially back in the day. But I remember like He was doing pretty good until Lineker knocked him out, but I think he is tough. But look, 37 years old. And it's crazy because Cody Garbrandt is only 32. Man, he's very, very, very young. 32,
Yeah.
former champion. But he doesn't have that many fights in UFC. 8 wins and 5 losses. That's not much.
No, he does not.
So 5 fights he got in UFC and he beat Brimage. Man, Brimage fought everybody on UFC. His record is 7-8 overall and 4-4 in UFC. And he lost to Conor McGregor. He lost to Cody Garbrandt, Jimmy Vera. And after that, look his record. Marcos Brimage, then Henry Briones,
Yeah.
then Augusto Mendes, Tanquinho, then Thomas Almeida, then Mizugaki, Dominic Cruz. That was a good performance. UFC 207, that was a great performance by him. Dominic Cruz was on his prime.
Okay, he won against Dominic Cruz and became champion, right?
Yes, he became champion. And after that, he lost twice
to
Dillashaw and Pedro Munhoz, beat Assunção and lost to Rabi Fonte and Kaikara France. But he doesn't have that many fights on UFC.
No, 13 fights. But you see, he was a prospect, right?
At the time, he's one of the best prospects in UFC, and he was champ.
He got his belt with 6 fights, but he's been in a tough spot right now.
Yeah, 32, you know. I don't know. What do you think about the fight? Do you know the other guy?
No, I don't know the other guy. But the other guy is not looking good too. 8 wins, 7 losses. Lost to Marno Magomedov via rear naked choke on the first round. Lost to Mario Bautista to a rear naked choke on the first round too. Of course, Cody Garbrandt, he has not one win for submission. Only KOs and 3 decisions. So I don't think he's going to submit Brian Kelleher. But Brian Kelleher is not looking really good, to be honest.
He beat Kevin Kroon. Kevin Kroon is the guy that cheat the 125 guy.
Team Elliott,
yeah.
This is the guy that destroyed Team Elliott's family.
Kevin Kroon, yeah. This is the guy.
This is
affiliation. Kansas, Missouri.
He's out of the UFC.
So let me tell you something. We see Mario Batista. But Mario Batista is not a grappler too.
He has a lot of submissions.
So that means I don't know, man. I can see Brian Kelleher beating Cody Garbrandt just because of the style. Of course, Cody Garbrandt is the better striker. He's more technical, but if they brawl, I can see Brian Kelleher. I'm going with Brian Kelleher.
I have Cody Garbrandt on this one, bro.
You have Cody Garbrandt?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Cody Garbrandt, 32 years old. Brian Kelleher, 37. He fought tough competition. And I don't like this Brian Kelleher coming from 2 losses. I don't think he's going to win this.
And we have Case O'Neill versus Ariane Lipski. Look at the nickname. Case O'Neill is named King. And Ariane Lipski, Queen of Violence.
No way.
King versus Queen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nice. This is good.
Case O'Neill lost to Jennifer Maia, and I remember Jennifer Maia was really pressure her to the cage and like playing that game to wear her down, you know, to put pressure. And I don't think Ariane Lipski is going to do that. She beat Melissa Gatto and JJ Aldrich, but I think Casey O'Neill for sure is winning the fight. I am very confident on the fight. 26 years old, Casey O'Neill against Ariane Lipski, 29. What do you think? Do you know both guys?
Both girls, right? 4 wins, 1 loss. Casey O'Neill is looking good, brother. I don't think she's losing this fight too. Ariane Lipski is 5 wins, 5 losses on the UFC, you know. Not a great record. I'm going with Casey O'Neill. Let me see.
She's training King's MMA. I didn't know about that. Anyways, I think Casey O'Neill is going to win the fight. And Irene Aldana and Karol Rosa. Irene Aldana is going to win the fight. Irene Aldana is very, very, very she's a good boxer. She lost her last fight against Amanda Nunes, but Amanda Nunes was in another level, right?
Yeah.
And then we have Tagir Ulanbekov versus Cody Durden. Who do you have winning that fight? You know Cody Durden is my friend, right?
Yeah, and I don't care, brother. Tagir is going to beat the shit out of him. I'm sorry, Cody Durden. I'm sorry, my brother.
Unfortunately, I hope Cody Durden don't see that, because he's a very cool dude. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, I remember him from the podcast.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. He's very humble. Works very hard, 32 years old, but I think he's losing because this guy is very good. I think you are mistaken, Tagir Ulanbekov.
No, it's Tagir, right? He lost to Tim Elliott. Tim Elliott cheated against him.
Yes.
No, remember, he's good. He's a good fighter, bro.
He's a good fighter. No, I was mistaking him by the other Russian that is like him. I thought like he looks like Canelo, like a Russian headed redhead.
Yeah. I remember him now. Okay, but I don't remember his name, brother.
Anyways, good striker, good grappler, very, very well-rounded, right? 3-1 in UFC.
Yeah.
So guillotine. I'm going with Cody Durden just because he is a hard worker. He's small, but his last fight he did good. He just lost to Mokaev.
Yes. No shame in that. Mokaev is a monster.
No shame in that, exactly. And after that, 4 wins, and I hope he beats this Russian guy. Other than that, we have Randy Brown on the first fight against Randy Brown versus Mulin Salikhov on the first fight.
Yeah.
The king of Kung Fu, that guy training ATT long time before, but he's a very good striker. Very good striker. But he's a little bit old, 39 years old.
Man, his fight on his picture on Topology seems like he's dead, brother.
He's dead?
Look at his picture on Topology.
I'm looking right now.
Brother, why does he have this? Like, it looks like a picture from the 80s, brother. What the fuck?
The black and white. Yeah. Maybe this is when he was young, my brother. Maybe this is the 80s. Yeah. I don't fucking know.
Maybe.
But look.
Oh, Randy Brown lost to Massaranduba, brother. Francisco Trinaldo. Okay. No, he won against Trinaldo, I'm sorry. He lost to Vicente Luque, lost to Jack Della Maddalena, who won against Wellington Turma. Wellington Turma is not really good. Muslim Salikhov, very good striker, like to do spinning shit. And I think he's going to lose. I think Randy Brown is beating him. Yeah? Let me check the odds for this fight. Well-rounded. I think he's the favorite, Randy Brown. Minus 260 for Randy Brown. Yeah. The other guy I was telling you the other day, this guy, Shamil Gaziev, he looks good. He beat a guy on the contenders. But that guy, I was telling you the other day, yeah, he's training at ATT, and he had a staph infection on his leg, and was like a bump, big, like a ball on his leg, and somebody kicked him on sparring, and that shit exploded, my brother. And there was like fluids, yellow fluids for all over the place, all over the brother. People were so mad at this guy, brother, because you cannot train with that shit, you know? Yeah, bro. There is people disgusting. In training camps, there is people like sometimes with not good immunity systems, yeah, because sometimes you're losing weight, sometimes you're training too hard, and this and that, and then these motherfuckers simply go over there and this is spreading virus. So I don't know who is the other guy, but I'm going with Martin Buday for this one, just because of this episode, my brother. And let me tell you something, Shamil still trains at ATT? Funny, I'm not seeing him on the gym anymore. Okay. Maybe he leave, right? I don't know. Maybe they invited him to never come back, right? Yeah. Because that's a good reason. Jesus Christ. And then we have André Fili and Lucas Almeida. I think that's going to be a fun fight. Lucas Almeida lost to Pat Sabatini, and André Fili lost to Nathaniel Woods. Do you remember that fight? I remember that fight, yeah. Ah, man, fuck André Fili, my brother. Yeah, fuck André Fili because of that fight. But who do you see winning that fight? It's hard, bro, because André Fili, he's been on the UFC for a long time, right? 10 wins, 9
Long time.
losses on the UFC, brother. Not a
Long
great
time.
record at all. Lucas Almeida is coming to the UFC right now. He's 32 years old. Andre Fili, how old is Andre Fili? 33. So,
He's young.
yes, but I'm not sure, brother. I'm not sure on this fight.
I'm going with Andre Fili.
Okay, I'll go with Lucas Almeida just because he's Brazil.
So then we have Alonzo, Menifield, and Dustin Jacob. You remember Dustin Jacob? He beat Kennedy Nechukwu, my brother.
Yeah, I remember.
We bet on Kennedy. No, we don't bet. We gave the chip, right, to people to bet. But let me tell you something. I don't remember Alonso Mansfield. I remember the name. He beat Misha Cirkunov. Misha Cirkunov at one time was good in UFC. Jimmy Crute lost to Anthony Smith. Man, that guy is a fraud. He beat. Now I remember. Alonso
Who is a
Mansfield.
fraud? Who is a fraud?
Go to his topology.
Okay.
Alonso Menifield, and then go to Askar Mozarov. That guy was the biggest fraud in MMA.
Why?
And this guy was here in ATT. You could tell he was a fraud.
Askar Mozarov?
Askar Mozarov. Yes, Ukrainian guy. And like he had a fake record with more than 50 fights. I think he had like several topologies and share dogs with different names. Yeah.
No way, brother.
Yeah. Put on Google.
Okay, Askar Mozarov.
Mozarov.
Yeah. Askar Mozarov cut by the UFC after record tampering controversy. Oh my brother.
Yeah. Askar Mozarov made his debut in UFC, the Ukrainian Conor McGregor, but I want to see the polemic. During the build-up for his first fight in UFC, Sherdog will conduct a thorough investigation on fight history. He claimed that Mozarov and his team tried to defraud Sherdog's fighting staff. Yeah, you see, a pack of lies. Following his release from UFC, Askar Mozarov leaves the promotion with a professional record of 16-13, including UFC Vegas.
The well-respected fight database found out that Mozarov had legally changed his name from Artur Shadakov. So, while a change in legal name doesn't warrant immediate red flags, it was his camp's attempt to change his old losing fight record under the name Shadakov that has added fuel to the fire. Brother, people are insane, man. How do you want to do that? Brother, this is insane, brother.
Yeah, so that guy was the biggest fraud. And that's why I remember Alonso Menifield, because everybody was talking about that. And of course, he just... Man, and you could see that guy was a fraud because he went to the gym on ATT and he was bringing his girlfriend, you know. Every time that a guy goes to... First time to the gym and bring the girlfriend, that's wrong.
Why do you say that?
Because it's fucking wrong, my brother. This is fucking wrong. This is not a place to chill and to bring your girlfriend and stuff. That's a place to work, to train, you know?
Okay.
And then he bring his girlfriend and it was like chilling on the gym, not training, you know?
Just watching doing nothing. Train.
Yeah, doing things that he want to do, you know? Man, you can see if a guy is professional the first time that he shows at the gym. If the guy wants to become better, if the guy wants to improve, if the guy is a professional, let's say the training is 10, he's gonna be at least 9:30, like doing his thing, knowing people, talk to people, like trying to learn, or maybe just doing the warm up before training, and then you training hard, you do the lives, but not this guy and not some other guys, you know. Let's say the training is 10, they're gonna show up 10:15 with the girl, and then they do the drills, and in the time to do the live training, they don't do the live training. They say, no, I'm hurt, I cannot go live, and this and that. Man, and it's always the frauds that they do this.
But there was more guys? There were more guys that do that?
Every gym there is guys that do that.
Okay.
Every gym and all the time, you know. The sport is full of fake people, my brother. all the time. There is guys that are not in UFC, but they want to train at American Top Team and they want to post on Instagram. Not only American Top Team, in every gyms, in Brazil, in all over the place, my brother. There is fake guys all over the world, my brother.
But not
And
like this guy, right?
and
This
that guy,
guy is way
Askar
more
Mozarov,
fake.
yeah, is more fake because he literally was defrauding Sherdog, my brother.
Yes. That's
And my
insane,
problem
bro.
with that is, man, I know a lot of people in Brazil that do that.
How?
Let's say I have a show, like an MMA show,
Yeah.
and I have a fighter that I want to build up. I say, hey, Iago, do you want to make some easy money? And you're going to say, wow, fight this guy for me, you know? And I'm going to give you like 2,000, 3,000.
Okay.
You just have to go over there
And get beaten.
and get beat, but not even that, because he not gonna hurt you, you know? He gonna just shoot for a takedown and finish you, you know? So they do that. They do that all the time, you know?
But this guy, he was doing something.
No, but like I say, there is many ways. Another
Yes.
way is, and I think nowadays, Sherdog and Topology, they are doing a better job in how to put the shows on the site and stuff. But back in the day, let's say the guy, I knew a guy that he was manager and he was training athletes, and he was like doing matchmaking for some events. And let's say he did a show in a small city, right?
Yeah.
So there was no reporters, there was nobody, and then he just have to send the report. So let's say this guy beat the other guy, this guy beat the other guy, and then he would send the name of his athlete that didn't even compete. You know, he
Oh, I
would say,
see.
this guy compete against. But nowadays you only can do that if you have a video, you know, or article or a proof. But back in the day, people were not that cautious about that, because I think nobody did that. But then they start to defrauding that type of stuff.
That's
And I'm pretty
insane,
sure
bro.
that's still happening on Brazil, on Russia, all over the place.
Yeah, for sure.
But that being said, I have Alonzo Menifield against Dustin Jacob. What do you think?
Let me check this. Let me check these odds. Dustin Jacob is a favorite on the fight, but minus 250. Why? Why? Because his win against NZQ2 was a good win, right?
Yes. I'm gonna do the recap of my picks for this prelim card. I have Andy Brown, I have Martin Buday, I have Andre Fili, I have Cody Durden, I have Alonzo Menifield, I have Casey O'Neill, and Brian Kelleher. That's going to be a mess. Don't bet. Don't listen to me, my brother. The card is going to be terrible. I have Irene Aldana and I have Bryce Mitchell. What about you, Iago?
So I have, man, I'm going with Randy Brown, Martin Buday. I have Lucas Almeida, Tagir Ulanbekov. I have this one I don't know. Casey O'Neill, Cody Garbrandt. This Irene Aldana vs Karol Rosa, I don't know too. And I have Bryce Mitchell, brother. So this is my picks.
That's it, guys. Little bit of the podcast. I have to train later, so we're doing a little bit small version of podcast. But remember, this is only for members. So if you're watching that, you're supporting the channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Iago, the editor.
Thank you, my brother.
Os.